It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
Hello, hello. Thank you very much for tuning into this episode. These high clearance rear lower control arms were a long time in the making, and I know a lot of you have been waiting for these for so long that you probably forgot about them. I kind of did too. And out of nowhere, Greg, the owner of Traxa USA, sent me a text message and said, "Hey, I just sent you over the new high clearance lower control arms." This was just days before a planned 3-day kayaking trip. So anyways, if I would have had more of a heads up, I would have actually hit a trail that could showcase how meaningful these high clearance lower control arms could be. The NAR Pro is going to install these bad boys. Check it out. Let's go size this thing up.
Okay.
What do you think about the quality, the beefiness to it?
It looks strong. Looks really strong. I don't know, it'd be a lot less prone to bend like you bent the other one.
So let me explain real quick. A year and 3 months ago, I had Bilstein 5100 shocks put in. During installation, Manny noticed that one of the arms was slightly bent. And I had 120,000 miles on this arm and never noticed that there was anything wrong. I was even able to get a proper alignment done. That's all. Now, while we're on the subject, take a look at these arms. Honda Ridgeline arms are more robust than Passport and Pilot. There's more reinforcement. Ridgeline arms are wider, requiring longer bolts, in case you wanted to swap them out yourself. Actually, it's not going to come down to that because we have the new Traxa high clearance lower control arms. They're over twice as thick and made of real American steel. Laser cut and robot welded in Tucson, Arizona. Hate to ask this of you, but want to go under your truck?
Did it come with hardware?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because it doesn't look like these would match.
You know, a lot of people are really concerned about the aesthetics. So
Yeah.
I think this will be more aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah. I mean, you can see I've scraped these a lot. But I guess the nice thing about the stock one is that it's smooth right here. It might be easier to catch, especially right here.
Get hung up.
Yeah. But I mean, you'll see.
Well, hopefully not. So rough.
Well, it's definitely more solid,
more robust. It's going to take a hit pretty good. This is a heavy vehicle, and you can see that Manny has hit it a few times. It's nothing major, but I know these are hard hits. That's what a hard hit will do. Like, not very much. It takes a hit pretty good. And even mine was like bent, but then my car still drove all right. Like, I didn't even realize that it was bent.
Yeah.
Until.
And I luckily had those extra arms there.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna pan over here and look at your passenger arm. Okay. All right, cool. Sweet. All right, here we go. Getting in position here. Anyways, camera's running. Just gonna show people that this right here is actually, because I'm now running the 33-inch tire, this is just over this lowest point right here. I just measured it, 9.5 inches.
Yep.
Yeah, just leveled with it. This is the, it's basically the same clearance as a Toyota Tacoma's rear diff, right? 9.5 or
Yeah.
4Runner's rear diff.
Yeah.
Now, if we go to like mid shaft right here, that is still 10.5 inches right here. And then right there, this is 12 inches. And then right here, that's 13.75 inches.
Yeah.
These high clearance lower control arms are gonna do is they're gonna open up this clearance right here. This is still gonna stay the same, or give or take. It might be worse, it might be...
no, it's looking at it, it's gonna be, you're gonna have more clearance down there too.
Okay, okay. And Manny's right, we actually gain 1/2 inch, and it would have been a whole inch if I didn't have a Toyota TRD shock. So for people that are running OEM shocks, most of you are, then you will gain an entire inch at the lowest point. The most gain you'll get is a whopping 2.5 inches. It's going to flatten out that clearance. The most benefit is going to be basically straightening out this line right here.
And I think the most advantage you're gonna get is from the area right below the bolt, right there. Yeah, because that's actually where you caught your last one. That's where it bent. Yeah. So that's a spot where it would be more likely to catch something.
All right, Manny, walk us through it.
So yeah, I mean, there's not much more to really say here, I guess. It's just that this is more curved in to give you more clearance. This is a much more intricate part. There's a lot more pieces to it because it had to be, put together in here. There's it's got a plate here and it's got a plate here, where the stock one just has one.
Can we see the stock one too? Because there is a actual plate.
Yeah, so there's no plate here on the stock one, which there's 3 here, so that's good. There's definitely a lot more strength here. Overall, I mean, this thing you could just feel it's
yeah. And the thing is, with these control arms, they're the give point, because if something's gonna break, they want a cheap part like this to break and not the subframe.
Yeah.
They don't want the subframe damaged, so they'll have a piece like this that's relatively inexpensive to be the give point.
But you don't want them paper thin. So yeah, and it's nice that we get all new hardware. This is actually difficult to put on because while this is nice that it's threaded and welded here, it does make it harder to install. Whereas you could just shove a bolt through here and put a nut on the other side. It's a lot easier to install.
And then we can look at the thickness of this metal. And this is, by the way, this is American steel.
Yeah, it's quite a bit thicker.
This isn't foreign steel.
And this was also thicker than the passport one.
Right. So that's really thick over there.
Your failure point might be these bolts.
Well, like you said, the give point needs to be the cheapest. The cheapest thing to replace are going to be these bolts. And this isn't like the most intricate install right here, right?
No.
Yeah.
Well, as long as you know what you're doing, then.
Yeah.
Because I've ran into some people that say, hey, this control arm, I can't get it back on.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, you have to do things in certain steps, then it's a lot easier, which I've learned. Putting it on the ground.
Yeah.
For me, it's easier.
Yeah, Manny has lifts here, but he's choosing not to use them because it's easier to leave it on the ground and then use a floor jack to manipulate the suspension parts to make everything go back in. this one is in. One thing we both noticed is that from this point of view, it looks like a much smaller arm. We know it's beefier when you look at it down there, but when it's installed like that, it definitely looks slimmer, right? Mm-hmm. For sure. This part was at 9.5, so now it's 10 at the shock mount right here.
Let me get that.
So 10.
Yep.
Okay. I want to definitely avoid hitting that, but it's kind of nice that there's a gain there. And then at the mid shaft, now it's at 12 3/4. Okay, and then right here, this is the lowest point now, right? This is at 13. 13 right there, and then this would be at 13.5, but you know, really kind of focusing on that right there.
Yeah.
But now it's at 13.
Okay.
Yeah, basically it lines up right here.
Yeah.
Right, mid shaft is right at the same height as that.
Oh. Nice.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, it looks nice and flat now.
Yeah. So when someone like rolls up and behind you, they're not going to be all like, "Oh, those low control arms are hanging down low."
Yeah.
So definitely, it's going to be an aesthetics boost for people that own these things. All right, so to conclude, these arms are going to be independent from any other system made by Trexa USA. So for example, their 2-inch lift kit, their 3.5-inch lift kit, doesn't matter, you could install these arms regardless. At first, they were going to have lift built into them, but the decision was made to have OEM geometry, and I think that's a very, very smart thing to do. This ensures that companies that make aftermarket suspension systems, upgraded springs, and upgraded shocks will still be compatible. And speaking of which, if you've been watching that Nolo Designs advertisement that I've been playing in my videos, at the very end of it, there's a teaser on upgraded suspension. I don't want to give it away. I'm going to let Ian from Nolo Designs make that big announcement, but here's a teaser. So there you go. This Trexa high clearance lower control arm is going to improve the aesthetics and also functionality. You're going to have more clearance and get hung up on less things. I think this is going to be a very, very popular item. I know that there's over 1,000, maybe even 1,500 3.5-inch lifted Hondas out there, and this is going to pair excellent with them. And if you just have the 2-inch lift kit, these are in theory going to give you even more clearance. The angle will be even more aggressive. So anyways, that does it for this episode. I'm glad that these are finally released. If you're interested in these Trexa high clearance lower control arms, make sure to use my 20% discount code, JonDZ20. It's going to save you a good amount of money. As always, thank you so much for watching and for the support, and I hope you have fun on your adventures. Look, we're almost back to the cars. I'll get on Gaia GPS and kind of plot the course and show you how far it is. My guess it's probably a mile, or maybe a little less than a mile.
test.